So what if you could actually see the future? I don't mean with a crystal ball or anything like that, but with pure, hard data. Well, there's this platform, Polymarket, and it's built on this pretty radical idea that the collective wisdom of a huge crowd, especially when they have real money on the line, can create the most accurate forecasts we've ever seen. And we're talking about everything, from elections to huge tech breakthroughs. This isn't just about betting. It's about building a whole new kind of information engine.
Okay, so here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll dig into the core idea that makes this all work, the wisdom of crowds. Then we'll get into its high-stakes regulatory battle, which is a wild story. We'll compare it to its biggest rival in the US, and finally, we'll unpack what its ultimate vision is for the future of information itself.
All right, first up, let's get into the core engine that really makes Polymarket tick. It's a powerful theory that honestly questions the very foundation of how we've always tried to guess what's coming next.
I mean, you've seen it, right? We all have. Pundits on TV make these super bold predictions. Polls suggest a really clear outcome, and then reality just delivers a complete shocker. It's that unreliability, that constant getting it wrong, that Polymarket was specifically designed to fix.
And the solution is this beautiful, elegant idea. Instead of just asking one so-called expert, you ask thousands of different people to literally put their money where their mouth is. See that financial incentive? It filters out all the noise, the bias, the cheap talk. It forces people to do their homework and show what they really believe. And the result of all that is a single, powerful, real-time probability.
And this is where it all kind of clicks. Think about it just like the stock market, but instead of buying a share of a company, you're buying yes or no shares in whether an event will happen. The share price itself, let's say it's trading at 65 cents, that's not just a price, it is the forecast. It's the market saying there's a 65% chance of that thing happening. It's incredible. And getting started is surprisingly simple. A really key part of this is that you use something called USDC. It's a stablecoin, which just means it's a cryptocurrency that's always pegged to the US dollar. Now, this is a crucial design choice. It totally strips away all the crazy price volatility you see in other cryptos. That way, you're betting purely on the event's outcome, not on whether your digital currency is going to swing up or down. But, Polymarket's path was anything but smooth. It's this incredible story of getting shut down, having to rebuild on the global stage, and then engineering a totally jaw-dropping return. This whole saga really played out in these clear stages. First, bam! In 2022, they get hit hard by US regulators. But instead of just giving up, they pivoted. They focused on the rest of the world, grew like crazy, and then, in this total masterstroke of a move, they used that success to buy their way back into the US by acquiring a fully licensed company.
So that first hit from the regulators was a $1.4 million fine. It forced them out of what could have been their biggest market. For a lot of companies, that would have been game over, right there. But for Polymarket, wow, it was just the beginning of Act 2. Just look at this number. They didn't just crawl back. They came back swinging, spending 80 times the amount of their original fine to buy a regulated exchange. This wasn't a retreat. It was a full-blown counteroffensive, funded by all their global success. And this quote, it just perfectly captures their absolutely audacious strategy. It's like a whole new playbook for global tech companies. Go prove your model, build up a massive war chest in markets with less regulation, and then use that power and capital to buy your ticket to the big, regulated leagues.
Okay, so Polymarket makes this triumphant return, but they're not walking into an empty stadium. Not at all. While they were gone, a really formidable US-regulated competitor named Kalshi had been busy building its own empire from the ground up.
What you're seeing here is basically a fundamental clash of ideologies. On one side, you've got Polymarket. It's decentralized, crypto-native, global, and has zero fees. On the other side is Kalshi. It's centralized, fee-based, US-only, and built for traditional finance. It's really the classic battle between the scrappy disruptor and the established incumbent.
And this chart, well, it lays out the battlefield pretty clearly as of the third quarter of 2025. Kalshi, with its regulation-first approach and some huge partnerships, has managed to grab a commanding lead in trading volume. This is the mountain Polymarket now has to climb.
So all of this, the competition, the regulatory drama, it brings us to the biggest, and honestly, the most important question. What's the end game here? What is this all really for?
To even start to wrap your head around the vision, you have to appreciate the sheer scale we're talking about. Over 180 times billion dollars has been traded on Polymarket. This is not some small niche hobby.
It's a global economic force, and it's processing a staggering amount of both financial and intellectual capital.
And that massive volume, it's all serving a much bigger purpose. See, the founder, Shane Copland, he's been super clear from day one, the goal was never to just build a slicker betting app. The real vision is to create a new kind of utility, a source of open-source intelligence that gives us faster, clearer, and way less biased signals about the world than the traditional media ever could.
So why does this matter in the real world? Well, the impact is actually profound. For traders, hey, it's a whole new asset class based on events. For journalists, it's like a live tracker of public sentiment. For intelligence analysts, it's a powerful new tool to cut through all the noise. And for the rest of us, it just offers a brand new way to see and understand the future.
Which leads us right back to this one central question. Is Polymarket just a more sophisticated way to gamble, or is it a revolutionary new piece of our global information infrastructure? And that's why the showdown with Kalshi is so fascinating. It's not just about who gets more users, it's a battle to answer that very question. And you know, the outcome is going to shape the future of how we all understand our world.